Remember when Hillary Clinton sent a bunch of emails from the State Department and she used her personal email through her BlackBerry and her private server, and Fox News lost their minds? Yeah. Well, drunk Pete Hegseth said literally, "Hold my beer." There is so much information to go over, and there is so much happening from the White House, from Elon Musk, from Tesla, from the stock market, and everything else going on. I could literally turn this into an hour-long news show easily. I don't have time for that. Unfortunately, due to muzzle velocity, we need to focus on the largest issue at hand. And right now, of course, if you are paying attention to the news and all of the ridiculousness coming out of the Idiocracy White House cabinet, the latest absolute disaster from the White House is the alcoholic Fox News host who has been appointed as Secretary of Defense of this nation and put in charge of the largest military on this planet, shared classified war plans via Signal, a text messaging app that is not government encrypted, that the government has said to not use for vital, classified, or even close to being classified information because it absolutely can be hacked by China and Russia. Drunk Pete Hegseth shared war plans with a journalist from The Atlantic. The journalist's name is Jeffrey Goldberg. Now, also on this text chat was our Vice President, J.D. Vance. Also on this chat was Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, and National Security Advisor to the President, Mike Waltz. These are literally the most powerful people in the nation besides Donald Trump, the president. All of the highest ranking cabinet officials were on a hackable, wide open text message thread regarding a bombing of the Houthis in Yemen. I wish this wasn't true, but it is very, very true. Now, drunk Pete Hegseth is already interviewed yesterday and said nothing was shared. There was no classified information shared. There were no war plans shared. The reason why you have not seen, we have seen shared screenshots of this text message thread from Jeffrey Goldberg. Jeffrey Goldberg already wrote a massive article about it in The Atlantic. The reason why you can't see every single thing that was in there is because Jeffrey Goldberg would face jail time, actual prison, for treason if he shared the information that was shared to him. That's how close and how bad this is. Information was shared regarding the exact location of the strikes, the timing of the strikes, like the exact time that they would drop the bombs. It was also shared the exact ordnance that would be used. It was shared what branch, like exactly what division of the military would be dropping these bombs. All of that information is in that text message thread. And all of these people were privy to this information on an app that is not fully secured and that is not unhackable. Okay, this Signal is frequently used by government officials. Okay, because it's deleted. There's no, you can't go back and get the information. Once it's deleted, that's it. It's gone. So Signal is used by government officials to message each other and then hit delete, and it's gone forever. This is in part, number one, this is obviously a security concern. When you send messages like this, you want to be able to delete them and you want there to be no record. Wonderful. Thumbs up, right? The other reason why people are using this, though, is because if they are ever subpoenaed by Congress to explain their conversation on Signal, they can say that never happened and you don't have proof of it, because there is no proof. The proof is gone. Once it's deleted, that's it. There's no record of it, right? So this is why that exact information is actually in Project 2025. Again, we're going to bring Project 2025 back into the conversation. It is in Project 2025 to use messaging apps like Signal so that you can delete the message afterwards and there is no record of it. And if you are subpoenaed by Congress, you can then say there is no record, you can't prove it. That's it. So let's take this back to 2013 when the Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton, was under fire for using her personal email or a personal server, right? She was using email through her BlackBerry and through her personal laptop to email all sorts of people in the government and all over the world in foreign governments who we are allied with, our allies. And she was then put under investigation for those emails. So I'll give you just a small piece of information from that investigation. That investigation found Hillary had shared a little over 30,000 emails through her personal server. They went through all of those emails, and out of 30,000 emails, not a single one of them was deemed classified or secret or top secret at the time that she sent the email. Now, the investigation did find that retroactively, information in those emails was eventually deemed as secret, top secret, classified, right? I think they found something like 110 emails out of the 30,000 contained information that should have been, that was basically, that information became classified or secret or top secret after she had already sent the email. So at the time that she did it, she was not sharing national secrets on an unsecured network. But let's be very clear. What Drunk Pete Hegseth shared on Signal is 100% top secret and classified information. Okay? So this, it doesn't necessarily compare. It's not necessarily, are we comparing apples to apples, apples to oranges? They're all fruit, okay? And you can pick them off of a tree and you can eat them. So you can say apples and oranges, but yeah, it's like oranges and tangerines, I think, something like that, okay? That's how I would say it. I just want to take it back, though, to when Drunk Pete Hegseth, was a news anchor on Fox News. That is where he came from. Pete went ballistic over Biden having classified documents in his garage. And let's be clear. I'm not going to totally get into that story, but I do not doubt one bit that either Joe was completely clueless on the fact that he had classified documents in his garage, or I don't know, they thought they took a box of one thing, they took a box of something else. Obviously, they were told, whoever moved the boxes, don't look in the box. So, but on top of that, right, once the investigation started into Hillary, they turned over all the information. Once they investigated Joe Biden and they found, one of Joe's assistants found some boxes of classified documents in the garage, they were immediately turned over to the government, right? They gave them and they were like, hey, we found this stuff. It should not be here. Please, right, chain of custody. You got to come get this stuff and take it. As opposed to the dozens and dozens of boxes of classified documents that were found in Trump's residence, and then he refused to give them back. And then lied and said that there was nothing there, and then they found even more, and then refused to give those back as well. So, again, apples and oranges, kind of, but not really. But this is massive, massive. If an enlisted soldier or even an NCO, non-commissioned officer, or an actual officer in the military shared classified war plans over a text message thread, they would be court-martialed, 100%. There would be disciplinary action. That person would be put in front of a judge in a military jury, in a military trial, and they would 100% receive some sort of punishment over this. There is absolutely no doubt about it. Drunk Pete Hegseth, nothing is going to happen to him. And this is the problem with this administration, the GOP, and MAGA. There is absolutely no accountability. But this is what happens when you hire unqualified people to do a job that they cannot do. This is what happens when you hire a person with a known, widely known alcohol problem. This is what happens. Don't talk to me about DEI and hiring people who are not qualified for the job, because we are looking at it right here, right now.